All right, cool beans. All right, so go ahead and start looking around. Of course, we have ICU, VYNE. I already mentioned those two, but I do want to pull those up and see if we can't find a way to play them again. We already have 3 trades on ICU. Nothing on VYNE so far, but we're going to look at that maybe after the open and see if we can't find a way to play it. The pre-market action on VYNE is kind of wonky. I mean, we got to move all the way up if you look at 7 a.m. Got to pop from 2.2 all the way up to 3.9. Gave everything back down to 2.4. Made it move back up to 3.6. So it's kind of all over the place. And they're just trying to base here over VWAP. VWAP currently sitting at 3.23. This has got range back up into, really up into the 3.5s. You've got 354, 355, and then up into like a 3.7, 3.6. You've got a sell zone overhead from 355 to 3.7. As it currently tries to base over VWAP. Not too many buyers here down below price. You've got 302 buyers, but that spread is kind of wonky. And that bid is real thin. Under 325, it's down to 302. Alright, so we want to watch. So I need to get this pre-market watch list up here. Let's look at our gapper scan. What do we have? VYNE looks like it's trying to base here. I'm still watching it, but I don't think it's going to end up curling. I think it's definitely trapping some folks, and this is why I say not to have that level focus, because if you take a look at the level 2, I mean, that bid is thin. You've got 325 small buyers, but then after that, you're down to like 315, 311, 309, so I think this is a good example of a reason or a trade where you shouldn't be taking it. You know, just because of that level focus. If you looked at it and said, well, it's basing over VWAP, it looks good, it's got range 355, you take a trade on it and ignore the whole fact that there's no real buyers on it, then you're probably going to have an issue. 9 times out of 10. It might go, but you know, if it doesn't, then you know why. And it's trying to curl here. And on last night's watch list, I want to go ahead and get that pulled up as well. We have GLD. We have CHRS. We have NRDS, which was actually one of my favorite setups today. VYNE ended up going here, unfortunately. I would have liked to have played it, but I didn't see any buyers on level 2, so I did stay away from that. And we also had IMGN. IMGN, honestly, it's something that I would consider for a swing. It looks pretty good. It's actually something that we've swung in the past, but it looks pretty good. It looks good off of this kind of 14.5 area back here on the daily. So I'll be watching that today, possibly. I'm not promising anything, but possibly for a swing entry. Because it does look pretty good. Oh crap, the stream is off. Oops. I just now looked at the chat. There we go. How do you get access for level 2? I think it's $2.99. I believe it's $2.99. Yeah. It used to be free if you had a certain size account. I don't know what happened, but yeah, now it's $2.99. Or maybe that was a little promotional thing they had going on. Because it used to be if you had more than 2 grand in your account, it was free. This was a while ago, though. Okay, so ICU, VYNE. Is that all we have, small cap wise? NRDS I like a lot today. From the nightly watch list, I like that setup a lot. So I'm gonna have my fingers crossed. Hopefully we can play that today. CHRS is also not too bad. I know this is different than the plan that we had on the watch list, but it actually doesn't look bad here off the 3. It's actually not a horrible look. I'm not gonna take it here. But it is tempting. But with VWAP right over price, I'm not even gonna consider it, but I will look back at it a bit later because it is not a bad look at all off of $3. And our plan for that today was over 3.6. But I might even play it over VWAP. We'll see what the market gives us, but I'd like to keep an eye on this for sure. The $3 area looks real nice, but with VWAP right at 3.2, it just wouldn't make sense to take it here at 3.1. AUVI, what do we have here? This one usually trades super thin. Nope. Alright, so far we've got ICU, VYNE, CHRS. Well, we have the nightly watch list setups. Along with those ICU and VYNE. Western Digital, is this up on earnings this morning? Yes, it is. Wow. But damn. Good old Western Digital. Do we have anything to play on this? Not quite. You've got range up to, I mean, really, 44, 45, 46. DDT. Oh gosh, what is this daily? Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, over 220, I'd watch it. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'd watch it over 220. $20 EMA. I don't know what you're talking about. $20 EMA, where at? Where are you seeing the 20 at? On the daily? Yeah. I mean, the 20 is way up overhead at 2.9, brother. So if you're looking for the break of the 220, hold on. I mean, in this case, as long as you've got buyers over that level, I wouldn't be too put off by that 20 EMA. If it were the 200 or something, sure, with, you know, something with a little bit more weight, but I'm not too worried about that. So we'll watch this over that 220. It is a nice look. Let me go ahead and set a price alert here. And I suggest you guys do the same. Set a price alert at like 215. So if it gets near that price, you'll, of course, get notified. You can flip back to it. So that is DDT. So right now we have ICU, VYNE, and CDT. SoFi. SoFi big this morning, off of earnings as well. And I'd like to watch this today. I like trading SoFi. It's always done me pretty well in the past. We used to swing this thing a lot back in like 2021. Trying to base over the PM high at 750, it looks like right now. I would keep an eye on this. It's got range up to about the $8 area. It's got range up to about 8. Got 8 up to 8.5. Or 8 up to about 8.3. But yeah, it's trying to base here for new highs, it looks like. Fat buyer at 750. I'll keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it going out of the open. If it does find buyers like a 7.6, I wouldn't mind playing it for the squeeze up to 8. So let's add SoFi to the list. We have ICU, BYNE, CDT, and SoFi. Right now we have a plan for CDT and SoFi. I still need to look at VYNE and ICU to see if there's ways to play that again. I know there's going to be a way to play ICU again today if it does meet criteria. VYNE I'm not so sure about. I might leave that off my list because I don't like how it's trading here in pre-market. I don't like the range on it. Keep on going through our list. So as far as small caps go, I mean, our gappers for the morning are pretty slim, right? We've got about 4 that we're looking at. EAR, what is this? No volume on this. So we've got, let's see, VYNE I'm taking off my list. I don't see a way to play that today. Well, I might keep it on, I'll keep it on my radar. I'll keep it on there and I'll watch it, but I don't have a plan for it right now. ICU though, I do want to watch over VWAP. That's a fairly simple setup. Let me get these posted up. Yeah, I want to keep watching the ICU. Looks pretty good. Back over VWAP. And VWAP currently sits at 122. And then next we have got BYNE. I don't have a plan for that yet. DDT, that's the one we want to watch over 220. See, this has range to, hold on, let me pull this back up. CDT, CDT, CDT. I'll go with 2.6 and a 3. And the float on CDT is 9.4 mil, so relatively thin. And SoFi. SoFi, I want to watch if buyers find it over 750, which they are trying to here. All right, plans are posted up. We got SoFi, we got CDT, we got ICU, we got all of the nightly watch list as well. Those are my main watches for right now. I'm sure we'll find more a bit later, but got some decent setups. I'm gonna pull SoFi back up here. Trying to find buyers. Looks like off the 755 area. If I can see like a 5-minute candle close on SoFi around 758, 759, I might consider an entry on it. RVPH getting some volume here. Very odd price action on this. Top line results this morning. Sold off all the way down to 220. Now it's back to 470. What is this? What is this action on this thing? Oh my goodness. It's got range back to about 5 and then up through 5, 5, and 6. That's on RVPH. This thing, wow. Talk about some crazy price action on it though. Very wild. The daily 4-5 actually isn't too bad. SoFi starting to get bought back up again. Still watching that. This RVPH is something else though. I'm watching it over the 4-5. Flipping between that and SoFi. I'd like to play SoFi today. It looks real good here. Just trying to wait and see if it wants to pick a direction. Not a whole lot of liquidity, so I might wait until after the open to play SoFi, depending on how it trades the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, mate. Speed cannon and phoning all the way from fucking well up north and that. Just like saying, what's going on? Chemo, slamming the shit out of beats, innit? Fucking snares, 2 and 4, hi-hats, all over the place, in a good way. Bass drums, slamming it, samples, smashing it.
Sky blue eyes, I see a world behind them. No
All right, 448 on RVPH. Let's try to get some filled here on RVPH. Risking for 3 right now. It's got range back up to about 5 and 5-5. Got half out of 512. There goes 5 3s. Raise on stops to 460. Ah, raise on the 47. Stops are at 47 on it. See if it can continue higher. I've got about a quarter left now. Risking 4.7. I want to see the pop up through 5.3 up to 5.5 and 6. Testing high of day. New high of day. Trying to. Failed. Try to break. I've got stops above my entry on this right now. Got a quarter left with stops at 470. So far, 456 to about 520. We've got about 22 minutes until the open. Current position is on RVPH with a quarter left. Looking for the squeeze through 530 to 550 and 6. Average cost 456. Here goes 529. Can we break up through the high of day? Looks like we want to. Come on. Come on. I'm using 487 as stops now.
Mark.
487 is my current stop loss. Looking for the squeeze up through 530. Come on. Give me the break.
RVPH.
Give me the break. You want it. Come on. It's right there. You are right there. Under 487, I'll be exiting, but we want to see the break up through 535. Come on.
Here.
Very, very weak on the bid. I'm giving this time to try and find buyers. You know, we've got stops well above entry. So I'd like for it to squeeze up over that 535.
RVPH.
Here goes 540, new highs now.
Bets.
542. Took a little bit out up here. Got less than a quarter left with stops above entry. And again, I will cut this under 487. Looks like I'm about to cut it. And cutting the rest. Overall in that trade, 456 to about 530.
Fine.
Pretty nice way for me to start the day, though. I like that quite a bit. And that 4-5 on the daily looked nice, but we had that range to look at on the 1 minute. Let me pull this up here. And I'll post it up in the alerts. I like the risking the 4-3. Hold on. Let me get this posted up. I posted up in scalp alerts the zone that I was watching for risk. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Had some nice range on it. Finally got some decent follow through. I'm still watching SoFi as well.
SLS.
And overall on RVPH, that was about a 16% move.
RVPH, RVPH.
About 17 minutes left until the open. SoFi trying to pull away here. Let's pull that up real quick. I'm gonna fill some SoFi at 759, risking 750 at most. Have 8 and 8-3 in the cards.
RVPH. RVPH.
I'd like to open on this around 760. That way we have at least some room for profit takers to come in before we really get the move going here up through 770, but we'll see. We've got 15 minutes to go. I don't have too much size on this. We've got pretty minimal risk as well, about 1% risk. So just size accordingly, right? Don't take too much size. We're going to take this into the open if we can. Right now I'm currently sitting with 4 trades this morning. We have got a win on RVPH, we've got a win on ICU, we've got a win on ICU, and a break even on ICU. We've got 4 trades and no losses, just 1 break even. Let me get all these posted up actually while we're waiting for this to play out. So we've got 131 to 136. We've got 130 to 130. And we also had 126 to 128. And then on RVPH, we had that from 456 to 530. The 4 trades, 3 wins, 1 break even. Currently in SoFi. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Have some cushion into the open, and like we always talk about on Mondays, it's going to be pretty choppy today. We know that. You know, we can look at the last 8 weeks on Mondays and paint the picture in your mind. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be slow. That's just how Mondays have been. So make sure you're sitting back being picky. If nothing comes up that you like, just sit back. If there's no opportunity, just sit back. Don't go around getting chopped up today just because there's nothing moving and you want to make $1, right? Step away if you have to. Be smart today. Just be smart. Prioritize, again, protecting your capital like we always talk about. Don't try coming in making money every day. Just come in, make good trades, call it a day.
RBPH. RBPH.
Starting to get a bit of volume here on SoFi. I need to pull away from the high of day. Here goes 762.
Here. Fine.
We work when we work, somehow it works.
Fine.
For what it's worth, we work it out. Worst comes to worst, we'll be worse for wear. Word to the wise, we worth the route. We're still wherever we're about to be. Where whereabouts and our wishes meet. Somewhere like summer. Somewhere like summer.
RBPH.
Why not Rome? When in Rome.
RBPH.
Tell me where you wanna go.
AUVI.
I'm going to use 754 as a stop on SoFi. I'm going to keep it really, really tight. Only reason being, if this does come back down to that previous low, I don't really care to be in this any longer. I just want to see a breakout before open. So I've got extremely tight stops on this. If it is a loss, it'll be a 4-cent loss. I'm not really too concerned. I just want to see a break. I don't want to see it come all the way back down to that low. If it does, I'm not really too interested. Now, if it holds 7.6 going into the open and we see a little dip down at the open from profit takers, that's fine. I will let it come down to 750 at most. But before the open, I don't want it to come down anywhere below 754. So I will risk 4 cents on this. I'm okay with doing that. This seems no, 15 FPS wouldn't make it any blurry. I just do that because it should make it a bit cleaner actually. Having a higher frame rate can make the quality a bit worse. Yeah, the only thing the 15 does is it makes it a little bit jittery, but I mean these things are moving in such slow intervals anyways. Doesn't really affect it too much. But if it's blurry, it could be your internet connection. Yeah, the frame rate doesn't affect the quality of the stream. It usually makes it a little bit better. Because if I go to the stream and I go to quality and I put it on read, there's a reading
RVPH.
setting for text. That's what I've got it on. Yeah, it could be your internet. Is it blurry for anybody else? You've seen similar blurry. I don't know. I don't know. It's not the frame rate though. I don't know what it is. Could just be internet. Back to 761 here on SoFi.
RVPH. RVPH.
Yeah, it's a little blurry. I don't know why. It's not the frame rate though. Yeah, it's not the frame rate. I don't know. Let me because if I bump it up to 1440p, that's gonna really crush your internet. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna raise it up to that. But interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Got 6 minutes until open. Current watch is SoFi. I want to be watching NRDS pretty closely after the open as well. And that ticker is NRDS from the nightly watch list. I want to be watching that. If we find buyers up open, I want to play that. SoFi trying to pull away. On very, very low volume. No surprise there on SoFi. I'd like to raise my stops on this now to 757, right below entry. If it doesn't hold over that 757 before open, I'd like to just cut this for a pretty much break-even trade. So, keep an eye on it here.
RVPH.
I will cut this under 757 if we have to. Entry here was 758. Again, reason being, I want this to open up somewhere around 7.6 before open. I don't want to let this open up anywhere below because then we're going to get stuck in a knife at the open. And you've got the 9 EMA tracking right up at 757 as well. So we'll see if it can hold the 750s or not. If not, like I said, I'm going to cut under 757. They could pretty much break even trade, little tiny penny loss, but we shall see. We have 5 minutes until the open. And we've got range up to about $8. If it can hold 757. And like I said, if we open up around 7.6, I will drop my risk back down to 750 at the open just so we have room for those profit takers to come in. But if we hit below 757 in pre-market, I will be cutting it.
RVPH. Here.
Got 3.5 minutes left. And again, top watches for me, we've got SoFi, we've got NRDS, we've got RVPH. And that's about all that I really personally like right now. NRDS is one of my favorites. And CHRS is a nice one as well. Now, if SoFi can open up over like 765 and try and give us some sort of follow through today, I'd like to have an all-day grinder on this. I really would. But I want to see what it does after open first before we even get too ahead of ourselves there. We've got stops right below entry. So if we get stopped, it will be pretty much break even. But if it goes, you know, we've got range to about 80 bucks. So we've got about 40 cents of range with about 1 cent of risk. So, you know, I'll take those odds any day of the week. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, that's perfectly okay. Got smaller size on it going into the open. So you can always add later. If we do get that confirmation out of open, we can always add. But we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, especially with the price action we've been seeing on Mondays the last couple of weeks. It's been really, really choppy. So the likelihood that this somehow pops it open and then just flunks right back down through lows is not out of the question. Less than 2 minutes to go. And again, we need this to open up over 757. $45 seconds. And make sure everybody else out there, do not go chasing setups at open. If something breaks out at open, do not go chase it. Do not be that guy, please. Do not ruin your week in the first minute of open. Wait for the market to set up. It is Monday. Wait for the market to tell us where it wants to go this week. Give it, you know, 5-10 minutes, and then we can go out and actually start playing. But you've got to allow the market some time to talk. Let it let you know what it wants to do, and we can go from there. But it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. It already is a good day.